हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमः श्री शंकरानंद गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलास महामोह ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणे तत्पादाम्बुरुहद्वन्द्व सेवा निर्मलचेतसाम् सुखबोधाय तत्त्वस्य विवेकोऽयं विधीयते। शब्दस्पर्शादयो वेद्या वैचित्र्याज्जागरे पृथक् ततो विभक्ता तत्संवित् ऐकरूप्यान्न भिद्यते। तथा स्वप्नेऽत्र वेद्यन्तु न स्थिरं जागरे स्थिरम् तद्भेदोतस्तयोः संवित् एकरूपा न भिद्यते। सुप्तोत्थितस्य सौषुप्त तमोबोधो भवेत् स्मृतिः सा चावबुद्धविषया अवबुद्धं तत्तदा तमः सबोधो विषयाद्भिन्नो न बोधात् स्वप्नबोधवत्। एवं स्थानत्रयेऽप्येका संवित्तद्वद्दिनान्तरे मासाब्दयुगकल्पेषु गतागम्येष्वनेकधा नोदेति नास्तमेत्येका संविदेशा स्वयं प्रभा। इयमात्मा परानन्दः परप्रेमास्पदं यतः मानभुवं हि भूयासम् इति प्रेमात्मनीक्ष्यते. Yam Atma, the Samvit. Samvit is also called Chit, Chaitanya, consciousness. From Shloka 3 up to Shloka 7, the author established the Nityatva of Samvit. Consciousness is Nitya. Consciousness is not time bound. Nitya means not time bound. It is not limited in time. By establishing the Nityatva of consciousness, he has also arrived at the fact that Chit is Sat, because Sat, what is Sat? Sat means Trikale api tishtati iti Sat. That which is always present is called Sat. What is always present, that which is never past, that which never becomes past, and never future also. It is always present. The one who is always present is called Sat. Trikale api tishtati iti Sat. Now from Shloka 3 up to Shloka 7, the author established only Chit is present always. Chit is ever present. Other things become past. Everything goes with the time. Therefore, the Chit is Sat. Sat and Chit. Sat is Chit. It is not that Sat and Chit are two different aspects. Sat is Chit. And now the author says, the Chit, the Samvit is Atma. It is the Atma. Why it is the Atma? I have already explained. So Atma as is Sat and Chit. We have understood this. Now, the author is explaining that the Atma is Ananda. We have to arrive at Satchidananda. Already Atma is Chit, we know. Atma is also Sat, we know. And now it is Ananda. Therefore the author says, Atma Parananda. It is Parananda. Parananda or Paramananda. Both mean same. Paramananda means the greatest Ananda, the supreme Ananda, supreme happiness. Atma is supreme happiness. Supreme means there is nothing greater. There is another word in Sanskrit to describe the supreme. Niratishaya. Niratishaya means unsurpassable. What is unsurpassable? There is nothing greater. It is the ultimate. It is the final. That kind of Ananda is called Parananda or Paramananda. The greatest happiness. Atma is the greatest happiness. The author tries to make us understand this logically. How can you logically say Atma is the greatest happiness? The author gives a reason. Parapremaspadam yataha. Since the Atma is the object of greatest love, Atma is the object of greatest love. This is the hetu. In a philosophical debate, any assertion should be justified with the reason. Here the assertion made is Atma Parananda. Atma is the greatest happiness. How can you say that? What is the reason? The reason is given Parapremaspadatvat. Since Atma is the object of greatest love. Greatest love means We love Atma the most. More than anything else, we love the Atma. We love the self. So this is suggesting to a logic. This is a logic. And every logic is based on a general observation. What is our general observation? If we love something, there should be happiness. In this world, we don't love everything. There are many things that we hate also. And there are many things that we are not bothered about also. So many things we don't even notice. In fact, majority of the things we don't even notice in this world. You went from here to many temples, 6 temples. In between the 6 temples, you saw many buildings. Did you notice how many buildings you have passed through? We have not noticed because we are not bothered what is there on the way. We are interested in a particular destination. Between the destination means on the way to the destination, what all things are there, how many shops are there, how many houses are there, we are not bothered. So we are indifferent to many things in the world. Therefore, we don't love everything. Then what do we love? We love that which gives us happiness. Therefore, we can make a general rule based on our observation. Yatra yatra pritihi tatra tatra sukham. Where there is love, there is happiness. If we love any object, that means the object gives us happiness. There is happiness in the object. Yatra yatra pritihi tatra tatra sukham. Wherever there is love, there is happiness. Based on this general rule, we can understand that there is happiness in the Atma. Because we love the Atma. We love the self. Therefore, we can conclude that there is happiness in the Atma. Therefore, there is love there is happiness in the Atma. That much is fine. How can you say there is greatest happiness in the Atma? Then the author says, let us extend this logic further. Wherever there is love, there is happiness. Where there is greater love, there has to be greater happiness. Speaking in the language of physics or mathematics, love is directly proportional to happiness. Love, L, is directly proportional to H. Where there is greater love, there is greater happiness. It is like you love many sweets, but some sweets you love more. Why? Because it gives you more happiness. If we extend this logic further, where there is maximum love, there has to be maximum happiness. Where there is greatest love, there has to be greatest happiness. Therefore, the author gives the reason, parapremaspadattvat. There is greatest love for the Atma. We love the Atma more than anything else. The greatest love that anybody has is for the Atma. Therefore, Atma is Paramanandaha. Atma is the greatest happiness. Now, in order to explain this logic further, the author answers some possible objections. One objection is, how can you even say that there is love for the Atma? How can you even say that people love the Atma? I am not talking about a Shankaracharya. I am not talking about any great saint, an ordinary person, ignorant person. How can you say he loves the Atma? Then the author shows everybody has a love for the Atma. Everybody loves himself or herself. There is a self-love. And the self-love is universal. Nobody can say, I don't love myself. The second line establishes the presence of self-love. The universality of self-love. Manabhuvam hi bhuyasam iti prema atmani ikshate. Atmani prema ikshate. Love for the self is observed in the world. It is very much observed in everyone. Why? Because everybody says, I should be always there. Nobody says, I should not be there. Ma na bhuvam. May I not be non-existent. Nobody wants his or her non-existence. If we don't love something, if we hate something, we say it should not be there in the world. But if we love something, what do we say? It should be there. It should not become absent. Everybody says, I should not be non-existent. Ma na bhuvam. May I not be non-existent. Bhuyasam. Bhuyasam hi. I should definitely be present. I should definitely exist. Iti. In this manner, the self-love is universally observed. Even in the form of the survival instinct, there is a basic survival instinct. It is not only present in human beings, it is there in every animal. It shows the love for self-presence. Therefore, the author says, everybody has love for the Atma. Next shloka. तत्प्रेमात्मार्थमन्यत्र नैव मन्यार्थमात्मनि अतस्तत्परमन्तेन परमानन्दतात्मनः. So, in the previous shloka, second half, the author established that there is a love for the Atma. Everybody loves the self. But how can you say the love for the self is the greatest love? Because some people seem to love something else, else more than oneself. It is dear to me than my own life, some people say. It is an expression. But is the expression really true? Yajnavalkya tells Maitreyi in Brihadaranyaka. Maitreyi is Yajnavalkya's wife. Yajnavalkya starts telling, Nava are patyuh kamaya patif priyo bhavati. आत्मनस्तु कामाय पतिः प्रियो भवति. Nobody loves the husband for the sake of the husband. Everybody loves husband for one's own sake. The wife loves husband for her own sake. The husband loves wife for his own sake. नवा अरे जायायै कामाय जाया प्रिया भवति. आत्मनस्तु कामाय जाया प्रिया भवति. Nobody loves the wife for the sake of the wife. Every husband loves the wife for his own sake. And it is true with everything, not just husband and wife. Yajnavalkya continues. Nava are putrasya kamaya putrah priyo bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya putrah priyo bhavati. Nava are vittasya kamaya vittam priyam bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya vittam priyam bhavati. Etc. etc. Finally he says, Nava are sarvasya kamaya sarvam priyam na bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Nobody loves anything for the sake of itself. You don't love any object for the sake of the object. You love the object for your own sake. That means our love for any other object is conditional. Our love for any other object than the Atma is conditional. What is the condition? It should give me happiness. As long as it is favorable to me, I will love it. The moment it turns adverse, I will stop loving it. Therefore, it is conditional. Any other love is conditional. But the love for the Atma, it is not conditional. Because it is not meant for anybody else's sake. Therefore, the love for the Atma is unconditional. And anything conditional is limited. Unconditional has no limit. It is not finite. Therefore, love for the Atma is Parama. The greatest. Parama Prema, the greatest love is only for the Atma. Therefore, the inference, the logic given in Shloka 8, first line, is valid. See. Yeah. Tat prema, the love, anyatra prema, the love for others, is atmartham, is for the sake of the Atma. Atmartham anyatra prema. Love for any other object is meant for the Atma. As long as it keeps me happy, I will love it. Naiva manyarthamatmani. But the love for the Atma is not for anybody else's sake. Therefore, the love for the Atma is not conditional. Therefore, the author says, Atastat paramam prema. Therefore, the love for the Atma is parama. Love for the Atma is greatest. There is nothing to reduce the love for the Atma. There is nothing to check the love for the Atma. Therefore, it is paramam. Tena paramanandatatmana. Therefore, Atma is paramananda. Since Atma is parapremaspada, Atma is the object of greatest love. Aspada means object, Vishaya. Atma is the object of greatest love. Therefore, Atma is Paramanandaha. Atma is greatest happiness. This is how logically the Paramananda Swarupa of the Atma is established. This is a logic. As I stated in the previous, in yesterday's session, logics are meant for showing the possibility. Logic itself is not conclusive. Atma is Paramananda. This is revealed by the Shruti. Shruti Pramana. And the Shruti Pramana is supported by this logic. Yeah. Shloka 10. Itham Satchit Paranandaha Atma Yuktya Tatha Vidham Param Brahmatayoshchaikyam Shrutyanteshu Upadishyate. As I stated in yesterday's session, this is Aikya Sambhavana, showing the possibility of Jiva and Brahman. in order to show the possibility of Jiva Brahma Aikya. The author inquired into the nature of the Jiva. What is the nature of the Jiva? The nature of the Jiva is Sat Chit Paramananda. Atma is Sat. The nature of the Jiva is Atma. The true nature of the Jiva, the true nature of the individual is called Atma. And the Atma is Sat Chit Paramananda. Or simply putting, Satchidananda. Atma is Satchidananda. This is logically understood. And the Shruti, the Upanishad, reveals a Brahman. The Upanishad talks about a Brahman. While describing Brahman, the Shruti describes the Brahman also as a Satchidananda. The Brahman described in the Shruti is Satchidananda. What is Brahman? Brahman is Sat. It is Satchit. It is Ananda. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is how Brahman is introduced. And Satyam Jnanam Anantam implies Satchidananda. Satyam. Satyam means it is Sat. Sadeva Satyam. And it is Chit. Jnanam means Chit. And it is Ananda. Anantam. Anantam means it is Ananda. Because what is Ananda? Ananda is the infinite. Ananta. Bhuma eva sukham. So the Brahman is Satchidananda. Atma is Satchidananda. And Brahman, which is introduced by the Shruti as the cause of the universe. Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayantyabhisamvishanti. Brahman is introduced as the Jagat Karana, as the cause of the universe. And being the cause of the universe, it is all pervasive. That Brahman revealed by the Shruti is also Satchidananda. And then the Shruti talks about the Aikya, the non-difference between Jiva and Brahman. Tattvamasi. The Shruti reveals the Aikya, the non-difference in the Mahavakya. Tvam-pada refers to Jiva, individual, and Tat-pada refers to the Ishvara, the Brahman, revealed by the Shruti, the Jagat Karanam. And the Shruti reveals their Aikya, oneness, non-difference. And this non-difference revealed by the Shruti is very much possible because The nature of an individual, Atma is Satchidananda, and Brahman is also Satchidananda. Therefore, there is nothing wrong in saying Jiva, which is nothing other than Satchidananda, is equal to Brahman, which is Satchidananda. So, Itham Satchit Parananda Atma Yuktya. Yuktya, with the help of Yukti, we understood that the Atma is Satchidananda. Tathavidham Param Brahma, the Shruti reveals, Shrutyanteshu Upadishyati. In the Shrutyanta, in the Vedanta, Shrutyanta means Vedanta, Param Brahma is revealed. And the Param Brahma is also Tathavidham. It is also Satchidananda. Therefore, Tayoho Aikyam, their Aikya, their non-difference, which is also revealed by the Shruti in the Mahavakyas, it is very much possible, very much logical. This has been shown so far. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.